Hey guys, Type here bringing you some more Master League action. This is the qualifying tournament 4 for the Master League, the finals. And this particular match from the quarterfinals of said fourth qualifier. So from the south we have Orangepest as US forces straight away going for recon support. We've seen this relatively popular on this map with triple or double light vehicle style. Seems to work pretty well on this map. And from the north we have Markov going for Osir. Standard stuff from him. His commander loadout, Spearhead, Blitzkrieg, and Jaeger infantry. Pretty well rounded lineup there. But yeah, Mill Road, you know, it's a tough map to handle, like the light vehicle pressure on. It's reasonably large, you know, certainly larger quite a few of the other maps, and there are quite a few like sight and shot blockers, which makes anti-tank gun positioning more difficult, opens up more opportunities for the light vehicles to be effective, as well as, like, you know, if this player for instance comes over, tries to contest this VP, that's a relatively long chase back to the base, which is often like unguarded. You might not have like a Fausting squad in the retreating squad's path, so can lead to some wipes on retreat. So far Orangepest trying to evade the machine gun. Doing a decent job of it, but is being brought down further and there's nothing coming in on the flank. Rifling on the run now. I think maybe Orangepest was hoping to drop one more green model before having to retreat there, but didn't really work out. In the meantime though, Markov, you know, committing pretty hard down to the bottom. Leaves his cutoff exposed. Gets decaptured. Re-echelon used the volley fire. This cover is actually different on the Master League version. You see on this side of the cover, it's usually heavy. Re-echelon only have light, and it's slightly shorter as well. So that engagement ended up going pretty poorly for them, but it's volley fire for you. Does increase the received accuracy of the re-echelon as they use it, so they are quite vulnerable. And light cover in that instance wasn't enough to keep them safe, needed the heavy cover. Markov got some sandbags up on this Muni's point, very common sandbag location. Strong one if you can get it up. I'm just going to pick away from long range. That's going to be a very slow one. Not even that well favoured for Orangepest, honestly. Oh, this re-echelon's got a tricky path. He's trying to soft retreat it way off to the side. There are a bunch of units into the retreat path. And even this rifle squad could be in some trouble here. It's quite a lot of units. Here comes the lieutenant though. Might be able to save the day. MG has spun around to this angle. Rifle nade came through, but the rifle squad was already on the run. And that Gradier not focusing on trying to get the wipe, coming over for the Muni's point. Pyro's on the run now. Lieutenant leaving the center, trying to evade that machine gun. We've got another rifle squad, this time on the cutoff once again.
Of supply are disrupted.
Now on the run. I think Orangepest has been doing pretty well in terms of map control, but you can see his KD is not the best with these kind of plays. And Markov going for the 4 Grenadier style, so does leave an opportunity for a good M20 timing. But you can see that Orangepest hasn't decided to build it. So he's not going for the triple light vehicles like we saw from Inca, even though I think he would have had quite a lot of success with it this game, between Markov, you know, getting decapped a couple times on the cutoff, and going for the quad Grenadier style. I think the M20 would have been quite successful. Let's see, Markov still 100 manpower away from starting that up. Went for a bunker as well. Firing off the
Our
sandbags.
opponents are seizing a
Always a
sector.
strong play.
Now we can sweep for
Okay, starting up the Stuart. And an Ambo. So he's a tiny bit late starting up the Stuart. Orangepest. Could have been a touch sharper. Looks like the wire off on the sandbags a little bit ineffective as well. Looks like there's still at least 3 cover positions for the Grenadiers. They're too close, which is why you often see me like switch the camera angle to directly dead ahead. Does make it easier to plant that wire down. Another cut-off attempt from Orangepest, but it doesn't look like it's going to stick. Retreats early on, trying to save that manpower. MG coming in, maybe hoping to get a bit of extra bleed. No. Lieutenant jumps into the building, sees what's going down, and doesn't like what he sees. Trying to hide behind the building for the moment. Here comes the Stuart. No light vehicle at all from Markov so far. Straight into the pack. Interesting. Not going to go for the 222 at all. Maybe unaware. Orangepest has gone for this commander. There's no tells yet.
A capture point is under attack.
That being said, you know, I'm not opposed to going for like one INR Pathfinder instead of one Rifleman as your like last squad. I think that's quite a strong option. Does leave you more vulnerable to the 222, you know, it's one less snaring squad, but at the same time, the vision from the INR Pathfinder is very helpful in outpositioning the machine gun.
We are losing a sector.
And the INR Pathfinders are like a stronger combat unit in the early stages than the Pathfinders. The airborne commander. Oh, early grenade tech here from Orangepest. Okay, he's going for the aggressive style. Interesting. No bars, just grenades. It's high risk, high reward strat, of course. Here comes the pack. Markov rather confusingly has the Panzer IV veterancy bulletin. Slight change on the building here as well. This side doesn't have a door anymore. It's just the one entrance.
Our lines of supply are disrupted. The sector has been
Comes the
cut
pack.
off.
And a Panzer Grenadier from Markov as well. Wow, he is really investing
Panzer Grenadiers
into the
standing
infantry. So far, Stuart hasn't been having an easy go of it. All this push on this side didn't really work out for Orangepest at all, so he's in a touch of trouble. He's having a bit of trouble in the north now as well. And the thing is, you know, the riflemen without the weapon upgrades are going to struggle. Maybe the grenade here. Oh, that's a monster!
Heavy machine gun team ready for orders.
Oh, 2 grenades. Markov really sloppy on the dodges. Luckily for him, that one actually didn't do much damage. Don't know if it was slightly off target or it was the heavy cover. I don't know if they were in heavy cover. Might have been. Either way, a couple of good grenades in there for Orangepest. But, you know, as munitions he has to invest every time he wants to win an engagement. Compared to the steady bleed of the weapon upgrades. Good timing though to push on to this side of the map. Easy territory over here. Orangepest down by 100 points already. Here's the 50 cal coming out. Command point's quite slow. So bit of a delay on the second light vehicle, if that's even what he's going to go for. May be thinking about skipping the Greyhound. No, he's going to bring it in. Pack missing that shot. 50 cal getting suppressed. Squad jumping in. Could go. Oh, he's going for the door grenade. Ooh, that was a very close call. I was thinking could go for the grenade like through the building. I don't know if you see my micro tips on that, but Could be an option. Went for a grenade from the other side, and here we go. Double light vehicles. Going chasing. Oh boy, the rear echelon have gone down during this. Hoping to decrew the pack. Coming in for the base inspection. Stuart coming in as well. We've got 2 Grenadiers back here. It's going to be mass engine crits. Trying to get that decrew. They're doing their best. There it goes. Oh, Markov in some big trouble out the back here. He doesn't have enough manpower to start up another pack, but it looks like Orangepest is trying to disengage here. Maybe worried about another pack coming in. So he decides to back away. We can see that he doesn't have the manpower for it, but Orangepest has no idea about that. Grenade out. Markov this time getting the dodge off. So a daring play there from Orangepest, but ultimately didn't amount to a huge deal. No wipes. Looks like he did pull ahead in the KD finally though with all that. But yeah, did lose the rear echelon, had to rebuild them. Got to have those sweepers if you're going for the double light vehicle style like this. And a little bit low on munitions. Might struggle to get the M83 cluster bombs coming in. Orangepest going for a second machine gun at this stage. I think this is maybe a slight mistake. But we'll see how it goes. I think given the way the game's gone, might have considered going for a captained anti-tank gun here.
Ready for action.
Markov putting the Shreks on the P-Greens, looking to bolster up his anti-tank defenses. Hasn't started the battle phase yet. So I guess medium tanks are relatively far away thanks to that.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Echelon coming around the long way, looking for the heavy cover. And here we go, coming through the center, Orangepest. Pack spinning around. Where are the Shreks? They're back at base healing. Here they come, pack backpedaling. Shrek's about to pop around the corner. Oh boy, that could be a dead Stuart. No, he shoots at the Greyhound. Big mistake from Markov. Oh, takes a Faust on the Greyhounds. Rifleman, here comes the grenade. This is where grenades are at their best. Greyhound continuing to push the P-Greens. They have to retreat even. Pack in some trouble. Greyhound hoping to wipe the P-Greens. Don't quite get it. And the pack all goes down just as it was setting up there. Markov could fire for another Faust. Finish off the Greyhound. So that could have gone a lot better for Markov. Accidentally, well, shooting at the Stuart with the Shreks instead of the Greyhound, I think it was, because if both Shreks connect as well as one pack shot, that's death to either the Stuart or the Greyhound. They both have 400 health, so it adds up to exactly 400. So this combo can one-shot those light vehicles if the Shreks land, which, you know, at that range they probably would have. Here come the 50s. Ooh, not quite. And now the 50 cal over here in some trouble. Stuart having to back off, grenade out, and retreat. Might as well, that squad was already at half health. Orangepest with some good territory control on the back of this, and he's going to go for the major tech. Markov has started his battle phase. He's late on it though, very late. Should have had this completed a long time ago by now. Could even be close to building a Panzer IV if he was. So yeah, bad tech timings there for Markov.
The HQ has been upgraded. Medium armor and rocket
Yeah, that period of dominance really helping out Orangepest, making it maybe less necessary for him to have gone for the captain, because especially with Markov getting the delays going, maybe he can stretch to the Sherman. But yeah, ordinarily, if there was a Panzer IV on the field right now, which There probably should be. Orangepest would be in some deep, deep trouble. Orangepest really relying on the 50 cal at the moment for the long range. Managed to save up enough for M83 cluster bomb maneuver as well. Pack streak coming around the corner. LMG's just chopping up these rifles. Stuart having to back off. 50 cal pushing in here. I'm not sure what he's up to. This is dangerous stuff. Okay, he's dropping the cluster bombs out the back. Markov trying to soft retreat away from this. Might catch the P-wings. Gets them a little bit low, but only dropping one model. Grenade out though. Oh, good timing on the dodge. That was tense. Major on the run. Luckily for Orangepest, Markov hasn't managed to get full LMGs quite yet, having to spend his munitions in other areas. And Orangepest continuing with the push down the south. Gonna get some nice territory control, but here comes the Panzer IV. What a different game this would be though if this had hit the field like 2 or 3 minutes earlier like it could have. Markov really paying the price of being very late on the tech, and oh boy, forgetting about this machine gun, didn't even try to start the retreat. And Orangepest going to be able to steal that away. Panzer IV has its eyes on the bottom and snipes off, ooh, a rifle, and maybe even the lieutenant now. That was a nasty hit from the P4. Sherman in the build for Orangepest. As the Stuart, no, it's far in the north, can't come down to save the day with a shell shock maneuver. Hambo already pulled back for Orangepest well to safety. 2 wipes there for Markov. Did end up losing his machine gun though, so kind of evens out a bit. Did have the option of the Panzer IV coming up here and trying to save the day, which I think he could have stopped the machine gun from getting away at least, but yeah, would have missed out on the wipe opportunities. Orangepest hasn't got sweepers, but I feel like Markov largely hasn't had time to put down telemines, being under so much light vehicle pressure. Which is something you can kind of get a feel for, you know. There we go. Sherman striking back. Panzer IV taking one hit, has to back off. Sherman not upgrading the 50 yet. MG42 holding its ground. Rifleman trying to flank around, but double LMG's there to shut him down. Just thinking about making a push to the center. That pack very low in health, but it's backing away, and so is Orangepest. Orangepest still behind on VPs, though Markov somehow setting up a triple cap during this phase. Looking to remedy that now. He's got a tank trap up in the center as well. Very good for his territory control. Markov getting close to another medium tank. Orangepest still ages away from another one himself though. So that could be the turning point for Markov once that second medium arrives. And it looks like Orangepest actually investing into the captain. Maybe we're going to look for an anti-tank gun next. In this case, you know, having lost one rifle and one lieutenant. Starting to get a little bit light on infantry, so captain a welcome addition. And he can get a weapon without the weapon upgrade, so helpful in that department as well. But yeah, this strategy does generally rely on you having a slightly stronger early game than this, so Orangepest having to fall back.
Crew has arrived.
Maybe not the strongest late game. I mean, this is still a powerful ability late game, but maybe not quite as powerful as some other options. Now Markov's going to go for a mortar. He's up against triple machine gun, so that makes a lot of sense. Tank gun there connecting. G42 getting away there. Close call. Down in the corner. Got to see the pack back there dropping the cluster bombs down. Pretty deep on the cluster bombs, so I think the rear echelon providing the sight. Pack getting decrewed. That's the green line for Orangepest to get in here, but here comes the second Panzer IV just in the nick of time. Orangepest trying to steal that away with the rear echelon. He's got his anti-tank gun there, needs to pop the AP ammo. Bouncing the first shot. Sherman hanging on by a thread. Oh, bounce, bounce. Lucky break for Orangepest. You can attack ground through that little gap there, I'm pretty sure. There he goes, connecting once. Engine crit on the P4. That could be trouble. Where's this anti-tank gun going? Okay, it's backing away. Infantry coming in from the side. Pack gets decrewed, but we've got the 50 cal back there. Doesn't manage to suppress, only got a half a burst off. Oh, that's the rear echelon that were crewing the weapon. Orangepest has enough here to defend though. If he can hold on to that pack, he's in a good position. The mortar coming up. But here comes the Orangepest infantry as well as the rear echelon to crew that again. G Greenity's wrapping around the north. But yeah, double anti-tank guns really good for Orangepest. That was a well executed maneuver. The rear echelon coming in clutch there. It would have been nice to see a little bit better anti-attack ground play from Orangepest, but you know, that was pretty hectic. So I'd probably get myself in some trouble, like tunnel visioning on attack grounds myself. If there's an attack ground play, I'm going for it, you know. That's how it is. That's how we make the highlights happen. Panzer IV paired up. That is one issue with Markov having to rebuild that pack. Probably would have liked to get a second PIO for repairs. So it's a bit slower for him now. 50 cal doing some nice work through the centre. Panzer IV doesn't want to commit too far in, expecting the anti-tank guns to be there and somewhat nearby. Sherman still doesn't have the 50 cal upgrade though. I think Orangepest trying to save up for another cluster bomb. Cal gets the suppression in there, second burst, even though they're behind the light cover. Mortars landing through the centre. Pack doesn't quite get the shot off. We got the Shrek and the pack up here. Sherman in some big trouble, could go down. Ooh, gets away, but what about the Stewart? Orangepest so focused on trying to get the Sherman away, he forgets about the Stewart, and that goes down to that combo like I was talking, the pack and the double Shrek connecting. Combining to blast that Stewart immediately. Double anti-tank guns can't quite get the angle, only managed to get one shot through on the Panzer IV, so that was close call for Orangepest. Could have lost both his vehicles there. The second Sherman in the build at the moment. But Markov doing a good job here, hiding behind the shock blockers. Chasing away all types of units. This tank gun missing as well. Pack advancing now. Markov himself. Locking into Jaeger infantry, which is interesting. Light artillery barrage is pretty good against mass support weapon play. Oh man, anti-tank gun finds an angle through here. Sherman. I think that was an attack ground attempt. Sherman driving forwards. He's bringing the packs up in support now. Orangepest getting aggressive. Markov's support weapons still in the north. Not in position to assist here. Sherman decided to back away. MA3 cluster bombs coming through again. This is the shot blocker though. Cluster bombs coming down. Mortar team does get away though. Hard to see, the spacing on that squad was so unusual.
Our renovated HQ is...
Orangepest has brought it much closer on the VPs now, only behind by about 30. But yeah, the Major is a big asset with its long-range sight from Vet. Makes it a lot easier to get those deep MA3 cluster bombs in. Second pyro coming in now from Markov. Needs that faster repairs. Has to contend against the US Forces vehicle crew repairs. Don't have to leave the rear echelon off the map. Looks like Orangepest killing this building here. Interesting. And Markov gonna kill the tank trap. Killing this building will potentially open up opportunities to attack ground through it. Big damage on the P4. Has to pop blitz to get out of there safely. So you can attack ground through this spot, but not where the silo is the key to that. Oh boy, Markov getting tier 4 up. Okay.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
I'm guessing it's going to be the Werfer. Water pretty close to Vet 2, so even though it's only got 2 kills, seems to be doing quite a lot of damage. Orangepest trying to get some tank traps up over here as well. Interesting position for that. Pigrins wait for the bundle grenades. Orangepest not dodging. Whoa! Ooh, close call on that captain. Sherman coming down to the bottom. Grenade through the smoke. Big damage onto the Grens. Comes a 4. Hits Vet 2 now, so it's got the skirts. This is not a good engagement for the Sherman. He's brought up the anti-tank gun. Can't really find the angle. Sherman comes out worse for wear. Rifleman chasing in for the green wipe. Oh, the Major goes down on the bottom. He's trying to cap there, but it looks like the mortar finished the job. Unfortunately, he's desperate for that cap.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Tikau coming through.
The enemy has broken our supply lines.
Oof. Mortar hitting hard there. Third Sherman for Orangepest. So sticking with the spirit of this, he's traded the mass light vehicle for the mass Sherman aggression. Still hasn't got enough for another cluster bombs quite yet. Markov has finally got all of his greenies with LMGs now. For blitzing up to the north, brought the pack up in support. We've got the pack there for Orangepest waiting around the side of the building. Setting up. Connecting once. To force away the machine gun, so this LMG Grenadier should be able to beat the rifle. Good angle on that MG42. Pyro's able to get the cap and some sandbags down the bottom. Orangepest advancing, but there is the pack there waiting for him as well with the Sherman. Big shots traded. Panzer IV on one shot. Here comes the Panzer IV down the bottom. Double Sherman play. Diving in. Oh, and good fortune for Orangepest penetrating against the skirts. Is he going to roll his way through? Try to find the other Panzer IV? Doesn't look like it. One of the Shreks there. Markov now has to be thinking about going for a Panther instead of the Werfer, having suffered that loss. G42 going down over here. Is that from the mortar or was that just from LMG fire? So the captain's going to try to go for the recruit. Pigreen's coming in for a grenade, hoping to decrew it once again. The double Shermans are there, but as I was saying, without the machine guns, and while they're on armor piercing, their anti-infantry is not that impressive. The AoE of them on armor piercing is not that bad. But still not terribly impressive
We
either.
are losing a sector.
And indeed, the Panther coming through. Shermans are really going to struggle to penetrate that, so it's going to be up to Orangepest with the anti-tank gun positioning. It's been pretty sharp so far, though, I have to say. Orangepest down to just the one rifleman now as well, so only one snaring squad available. That could be an issue. Can't build mines really as well. Comes the Panzer IV, double Shermans pressuring the pack. Pack setting up. Doesn't quite get the angle off. MA3 cluster bombs brought in, trying to make this maneuver safe. Backing away with the Sherman. Pack sets up. Ooh, he's just out of the targeting zone. Here comes the Panther now. This Sherman in some deep trouble as well. The pack advancing very far for Orangepest. Panther surging forwards, missing a shot. So does the Panzer IV, but it connects with Orangepest's anti-tank gun. Comes the other Sherman for Orangepest. It's not on prioritized vehicles. Turret facing the wrong direction. Pack goes down. So does one Sherman. Panther chasing in and snipes off the other Sherman. Orangepest loses his 50 cal in the center as well. He's got the pack or the M1 back here. Spinning around. Panzer IV hits Vet to adjust. Such a strong timing. Got the skirts now. LMG coming in, mincing this M1. And what a collapse for Orangepest.
We have lost a pack gun.
And he throws in the towel. Understandable. Whew. So Orangepest in a pretty strong position, but overstaying is welcome. Markov, slightly risky maneuver, setting that pack up right on the edge of the MA3 cluster bombs. I wouldn't be so confident about how they were going to scatter there to set up like that. But yeah, what a turnaround for Markov. Panther arriving in time to make that maneuver strong. Orangepest slightly clumsy with his pack positioning. And yeah, not able to react in time with the third Sherman. With the second anti-tank gun, decrewing and losing his support weapons in the center. And all the wheels come off at the end there for Orangepest. But GG, you know, slightly weak start for Orangepest. Got some good territory decaps. But maybe didn't get quite as much done as we would have liked with that Stuart when it initially arrived. Once the Greyhound arrived as well, started to get some stuff cooking, but yeah. Very lucky overall Orangepest that Markov was so late on his Battle Phase 2 tech, really delayed his medium tech by maybe 2 or 3 minutes, and that allowed Orangepest to bridge towards the Sherman. If that hadn't have happened, Orangepest would have been in some deep trouble this game, but GG, well played, and we'll go on to Game 2. Here we are for Game 2 of this series. Markov now playing as Soviets, who has guard motor, mechanized support and defensive. Orangepest is Austria with Jaeger infantry, strategic reserves, and lightning war. Strategic reserves, a little bit of an unusual one. Alright, one stage Orangepest was quite a fan of going for like 2 grenadiers into an assault grenadier. Machine gun in some trouble here. Sets up for the conscripts. Support arriving though, Pios should be able to force away the combat engineers, and suppression kicking in. Grenadiers are going to go chasing, trying to keep the suppression on that. So a challenging moment for Orangepest. Ends up being quite successful. MG advancing, but the weapon crew charging forwards, shooting at this, kind of tipping the hand. Still does give an opportunity for Orangepest to get the decap on the cutoff. 3 conscripts, 2 combat engineers start for Markov. He booked that Third conscript quite late though, going for the double combat engineers earlier. Combat engineers still do build faster than conscripts, so can give you a little bit more capping power in the very early stages, going for that style.
We have a fresh grenadier squad.
Less combat strength though. MG in some massive trouble.
The enemy has killed
Grenadier's going to try to jump on it. Oh, and well done by Markov. He was focusing the 4 model squad, knowing that it wanted to jump onto the gun. So very promising stuff, Orangepest, but then ends up losing a Grenadier. Didn't even try to retreat the machine gun, hoping that he could hold his position and jump back on it. Make it safe, but well done by Markov. Good focus fire. Jaeger infantry going to be the option for Orangepest. This doesn't provide heavy cover anymore. There's some heavy cover over here, but looks like on this side it's just light cover. So Grenadier's going to have a bit of a tough time. Doing well against that squad of conscripts. They're soft retreating, maybe going to do some capping on the back points.
Have been outfitted with 85mm guns. We will follow their tracks to victory.
Heavy cover now kicking in for Orangepest.
Tanks are now ready for use. Use them to crush the Huns.
Slow engagement, but Grenadiers favoured in that one. Orangepest did go for a pretty fast battle phase. Not going for the rebuild on the lost Grenadier. Pios are out on the map, capping though, so can't go for like a fast tick. In fact, they're going to retreat. Machine gun's going to take over the capping. And early retreat there from Markov. I thought that conscript might go for the corner point. He hits the retreat quite early on there. Just going to go for a fast tier 2 tick, it looks like. There's fuel reserves though, not quite high enough to build a 222 after all of this. Standoff in the centre. Neither player wants to leave their heavy cover positions, but now Markov heading up to the north. We managed to got some wire off on that little dead cow there. I think that's a dead cow, right? Doesn't want that light cover. Oof, squad not quite in the capture circle. Looked like at least one model would be, but not quite for Orangepest. Has to reposition. Got ambush camo on that machine gun now as well. Two conscripts though, looking to come in on the flank. Don't spot it immediately, but there we go. Ambush camouflage revealed. Can't get the cover up, but it looks like they're going to stick in the light cover, try to get the decap off. Orangepest going for medics at this stage as well. And here comes the 222 and a Jaeger command squad. So that's why he didn't go for the rebuild on the Grenadiers. Try to store up that manpower for the Jaeger command squad. Makes sense. Good option. And looks like Markov going to go for a fast quad to counter. He's got plenty of munitions for the quad upgrade. Orangepest does have the pack bull time bulletin. So we'll be able to get that pack out fast in response. He doesn't have the manpower for it quite yet though. 222 working on the sandbags. They're about to get destroyed. Conscripts can't last there for much longer. This green squad leaving the fuel point a little bit early though. Slight mistake from Orangepest. MG setting up. Has the long range sight provided by the Pios. Try to soft retreat out between the machine gun bursts and it works out nicely. The 222 heading up in that direction. Quad about to pop. Orangepest about to have the manpower to build the pack now.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Wiring off these sandbags as well. Good MG positioning there for Orangepest. Quad backing its way around the corner. 222 does have a mobility edge over the quad.
The enemy is
I
attempting
think the
to
quad,
steal our sector.
its move speed maybe around the 6 region. Because I think the 222 is 7.2.
Gun is ready for orders.
So quite a big top speed advantage. Quad really needs its vet ability to try and bridge that gap.
Reporting objective captured.
So Orangepest relatively safe unless he's coming in, you know, with the 222 at a complete standstill. Quad at full speed. Nice Faust there from the camouflage. So yeah, he is relatively safe with the 222 in these early phases. Markov bringing in the guards now after that fast quad. Tried and true guard motor. Orangepest has been struggling a touch for munitions control though, so the LMG upgrade on one of these Grenadiers now. But even with the heavy cover, he's struggling against all these units. Building the second machine gun now to help counter the guards.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Markov going to try and get another set of sandbags up on the Muni's point. Orangepest has, you know, lost control of his fuel quite a few times, so his medium tank is probably going to be quite slow this game.
We are losing a sector.
Quad doing a bit of a drive-by. Jaeger Command Squad. A mine coming down. Pack coming in. Going to go for some attack ground shenanigans and missing.
The enemy is attempting to steal our
No
sector.
sweepers yet, but here they come now for Orangepest. So prioritizing that over a second LNG. Good timing for them though, while he makes a push down the bottom. And Markov going for the heavy mortar.
Losing territory.
Once again, looking to counter the double machine guns of Orangepest. Blasting down the center. 222 bold. He's got the pack support, so the quad out of action. The guards in the north looking to flank around the machine gun. Heavy mortar landing hard. Big damage. 222 coming back, but the guards are still there. Conscripts as well. Conscripts do have the anti-tank grenades. Grenade out. Big damage onto the other machine gun now. Orangepest under a lot of pressure. Pack setting up. Or backing away on hold fire. Gonna put a green med kit on that MG. Doesn't want to have to retreat it. 222 coming down to the bottom, but the heavy mortar lands, scatters a little bit long. The machine gun in some trouble. Getting away.
We are losing a sector.
Close call though for Orangepest. That did get decrewed. In some trouble. Grenadiers coming in where that heavy mortar has been barraging this whole time. Does seem like quite a strong map for the heavy mortar just to camp back here and go bombs away. It's really the advantage that the heavy mortar has over, say, the infantry support gun or the pack howie. Wider arc of fire without having to reposition and the ability to retreat. So, you know, if he does get caught in a compromised position by infantry coming in, maybe going for the cutoff, can retreat with the pack howie or the ISG from that same kind of position. Doesn't have that luxury. As far as the pack howie getting decrewed much more easily, requiring 3 models to be on the crew instead of just 1. Heavy mortar bombing away here though, getting off to such a strong start with that. Orangepest having to concede a lot of territory down the south. The heavy mortar really giving him fits at the moment. MG forced away in the north. Interesting to see. Orangepest going to stick with the LMGs. He does have G43s available in this commander, but he's going with the LMGs on these Grenadiers. Gone for a rebuild on that lost Grenadier as well, up to 3 greens, 1 Jaeger Command Squad. Essentially 4 Grenadiers. Oof. Here we go. This is what I was talking about. Under pressure from the Grenadiers. But can just easily retreat. If this was a infantry support gun in this position, this would be a certain decrew. Markov so confident that the quad would get there in time to suppress. He doesn't even retreat it. I think Markov running a bit hot there. Usually the quad a little bit slower to suppress than that. Suppression on the move is extremely weak for it. Interesting. This is also a cover change right on this map. Maybe cover position over here. Been relevant until now.
Manufacturing capability has been increased.
Oh, Pies could be in some trouble. No, the guards hitting the retreats. Sandbags destroyed, so they were going to get suppressed. Couldn't finish off the Pies on retreat there. Battle phase 2 already done for Orangepest. He's not slacking on the teching. Backing away to base though. He's a little bit strapped for munitions, can't afford to use green med kits on it perhaps. Needs to have munitions available for a Faust. Quad pretty quick to get Vet 2 as well. Faster than the 222. 222 constantly having to blast through sandbags before it can actually do damage, so really limiting the DPS of that 222, but knocking out sandbags an important task. They are such a headache to deal with. No pack support up here.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Wow, Orangepest prioritizing getting ambush camo on his greens. Interesting. The extra DPS that ambush camo provides for the 5 seconds after coming out of camo. Pretty handy if you want to win a head-to-head against the guards with your LMG greens. So it does give you that extra bit of firepower, but look at this, Markov. So quick to a T-34-85. You can see Orangepest still about 60 fuel away from his own Panzer IV. Just shows the strength of Soviets' guard motor on this map. Because I feel like Orangepest has so far played this pretty well. But guard motor is just such a handful to deal with. Incendiary rounds activated, but the quad driving right through the arc. Grenadiers on the retreat, didn't have enough munitions for a Faust after activating the incendiary round, so has to give up that position.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Orangepest may need to consider investing into a second pack now. The T-34-85 arriving. One pack maybe not going to be quite enough to deal with both the quad and the 85, but getting off to a good start there. Yeah, command squad. Oh, no dodge on the grenade! He's a lucky boy. He's a very lucky boy. Going into firing positions now. I hate this ability. Yeah, I really hate it. Okay, T-34 rolling through here. Just out of sight range though. Pack not getting any damage in. It's coming forwards, but the pack is there. Connecting. B5 now kind of requires repairs. Got down the bottom. Gonna take a Faust, gonna slow it down. We've got the 222 coming down as well. Rear armor exposed as well. This could be the green light for the 222 to finish the job here on the quad. Getting some good damage in, but he gets cold feet. Here comes the 85. 222 not Vet 2 now is going to see that 85, but the 85 misses. And then backing away. I think if Orangepest had Vet 2, had the extra sight, saw the T-34 back there, he wouldn't have been quite so aggressive, but works out alright for him. T-34 missing, so Okay, 222 survives. And having the extra sight, the Vet 2 sight on the 222 is so important. It is such a strong tool, especially through the center of the map. So, good news for Orangepest, they kept that alive. There's his own Panzer IV coming in. Markov going for the Zis at this stage. Does have the opportunity to just go for no anti-tank gun style and roll into a second T-34-85. Try to go for the overwhelm. Good rifle nade out there from the Jaeger command squad. Markov slow on the dodge. Okay, here comes the T-34-85.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Quad doing big damage down the south. Pack coming in for some attack ground action. Misses, landed slightly short. And the heavy mortar barraging this already for Markov. That was this barrage. Surely not. No, that was a heavy mortar barrage. I don't know how it landed there. Outside of its scatter range, but alright. Orangepest trying to pressure these team weapons at the moment. 85 is there, spinning around so the hull gun can start firing now. Quad dancing around. AT gun coming back in, but it's, you know, low on health, quite risky. Panzer IV missing, Pack also missing. Unfortunate for Orangepest, taking down the quad there would have been really nice. Heavy mortar coming into the center, big misplay from Markov, but doesn't get punched for it. Survives. So a couple of lucky breaks here for Markov, honestly. Could be a dead quad. Could be a dead heavy mortar. It's neither of those. Conscripts flanking around Orangepest machine gun here. This barrage clearing off the heavy machine gun in the center as well. So big territory concessions for Orangepest. Does manage to squeeze out his pack though, second pack. A little bit of healing on that one, not enough though. Markov. Okay, he's still alright. Quad squad able to win that one after closing the distance. Unlike other G43 units, the Jaeger command squad does still have the rifle nade, not the close range. I forget what's called, Model 24. Ouch. Big damage on the P4. Just the one PO for repairs, but it is V2 with the sweeper, so pretty fast at least. MG setting up. Heavy mortar coming through. Mine down from Markov, nice position on that. It's a thing, you know, Orangepest just with the one repair squad at the moment, it's going to struggle for repairs and sweeping. So Markov, good idea to get a whole bunch of mines down during this time. Orangepest is stretched thin a touch. Bombing away from this safe position. Just advancing. Pack sneaks a shot through, or two packs do in fact. Heavy mortar coming forward slightly. 222 providing the vision through the center, but heavy mortar scatters, still doing some damage. Markov can switch the angle now. MGs though working well against Markov at this stage. Allowing Orangepest some better control. He's down by a lot of VPs. upgrading the machine gun on his Panzer IV finally. It's one area where Orangepest has been hurting is the munitions. He's much more steady on the
Losing a sector.
control now. Hasn't really lost this too much for a few minutes now. Oh, repositioning the machine gun, gets caught out by the conscripts. Unfortunate timing.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Crashing this muni point, but 2 conscripts into the retreat path could be treacherous. Does have the Panzer IV nearby though to assist. It's going to come down as well. This is in the center at the moment.
We are ready for action.
Constant firing positions mode here.
Our renovated
Good shot
HQ
from the
enemy
P4.
forces are securing our territory.
Chase away those conscripts, easy. Connecting again, another T-3485 is going to be the option for Markov. See, a lot of players go for a Katyusha at this stage as well, even stacked on top of the heavy mortar, but Markov going to go for the second medium. Might just be able to squeeze in a Katyusha after that. Tight squeeze though. Back in a forwards position here for Orangepest. Maybe looking to get something going down the south side. Oh, jumping into that building. Very risky from Markov. Nearly cost him the squad. He's pinned still as he jumps out. Right, vehicle on the P4 in the center. Markov, I think, just doing this in a panic state. Trying to make sure Orangepest's aggression can't work out. Never retreated that Bio squad for some reason. Or combat engineer rather. So he ended up dying. Oh, Zis gets decrewed. The Jaeger command squad getting some major work done. Staying on top of it. Oh, very lucky break from Markov. Quad evades death from the pack.
We are losing a sector.
So overall, a pretty successful maneuver there from Orangepest. Baited out a marked vehicle that didn't really do anything. Killed a combat engineer, decrewed the Zis. Good maneuver. Those kind of wins that he needs to, you know, slowly grind his way back into this one. Watch out the sandbags. I heard another kill. I thought it was going to be a conscript squad. I was like, oh boy, how did that P4 knock them out that fast? But there's the sandbags. In construction sandbags as well, when they've been completed. Okay, Orangepest out of position now. Could build another tank. Oh, he's done battle phase 3 and put down tier 4. I didn't even notice tier 4 coming down. So maybe he's going to look for a Panther next. Doesn't quite have the manpower for it. He will struggle for repairs though. Still just the 1 Pio. It's going to be for 3 vehicles shortly. Markov himself also might struggle touch for repairs, though does have the vehicle crew repairs. Hasn't been spending munis at the moment though. MG setting up. Heavy mortar right here, really close range. Gonna have tight scatter at this range. Rifle nade out. There's indeed the Panther for Orangepest. Panther, you know, it's good if you can save for it, if you can make it work. Helps you out so much against the T-3485s. The regular Panzer IV struggles. Even a Panzer IV-J with this, or Panzer IV once it gets Vet 2 with the skirts struggle. There's this barrage. Team Weapons in the center having trouble, but Orangepest does have the double vehicles. Oh boy! Is this barrage getting some nasty scatter? Unfortunate for Orangepest, he ends up losing that. Pack under a lot of pressure from the conscripts. Panther about to pop out. The pack does get decrewed, but it's in quite a safe position for the recrew. And oh boy, Grenadiers with the engine crit from the side. Here comes the Panther, Panzer IV mobilizing as well. This coming down to the bottom, but it's quite far out of position. Orangepest gets the wipe on the conscripts on retreat as well with the Pioneer. Light vehicle on the Panther, but I think he's got enough firepower here to finish off the T-34-85 nonetheless. Oh, bounce though. No infantry support from Markov down here. Nothing to threaten the snare or maybe a button or something on the Panther. So clean kill there for Orangepest. And what a counterattack from Orangepest. You know, he's getting pushed hard through his center. Lost his machine gun, pack decrewed. But he turns it into a magic moment. Turns on the aggression himself. What did he wipe a conscript, was it? Took down the T-34-85. Well done.
Grenadiers reporting objective capture.
He's still at a healthy enough amount of VPs as well. Doesn't have to worry as he has to take a bit of a backward step now to try and repair these tanks up. One Pio. We're a bottleneck for him at the moment. What it requires though is one wipe from the heavy mortar and Markov's right back in this one. That's the thing, I think Orangepest may be getting slightly lucky in that department. Haven't seen any heavy mortar wipes so far. Roughing it out. Markov expecting it. Fast on the dodge. Get the repaired up. Panzer IV still getting repairs. Could bring the 222 a bit more into the center. Provide some more sight. Quad into the north. Dodges the Faust as well. Staying at a nice safe range there. Panther doesn't have the machine gun upgrade yet, so its anti-infantry is woeful. The 222 joining in. Double anti-tank guns now for Markov as well. I didn't notice he built a second one. That's where his manpower has been sunk. Interesting. He did have the option of going for the SU-85. Decided for a second anti-tank gun though. Alrighty, barrage coming down. One of the real strengths, you know, this artillery comes down so quickly. Pretty hard for team weapons to dodge away from it in time.
Our foes have 300 points remaining. Increase your efforts.
Orangepest mobilizing, looking to get something going through the north. Managed to recrew that second pack. Still hurting from munitions though. Okay, T-34-85 chasing away the Grenadiers. Eyes with the sweeper, spot the mine there. Oof. Spot for a second shot on the 85 as well. Might try attack ground this. Packs tend not to be the best at attack grounding mines though. Pretty bad AoE. So they often have trouble killing them. Compared to tanks with the attack grounds. Panther into the north. Doubles this are in the south, so this is pretty safe. Orangepest coming in for a crush maneuver. Guards on the run. Yeah, command squad coming into the retreat path here. The quad getting the suppression in, so it doesn't really work out. It is we're med-kitting up out the back. Guards are eventually going to get forced away here. Orangepest needs to face the Panther towards this angle, needs to get that hull gun firing. Here goes Mao as he backs away.
Securing our territory.
Orangepest only down by 100 VPs or so now. He's really tightened things up. He was down by close to 200 earlier. He's going to try squeezing another Panzer IV into this composition.
Here is ready for
I
battle.
don't know about that. I think is one Pyro? One Pyro, 3 tanks. I guess this is just maybe Orangepest looking for like a all-in attack. Not expecting all these vehicles to survive for too long. Could be the case, and here we go. Target weak point active on the pack. Stuns the T-3485 over here, and down it goes. There's a 4 coming in as well. We've got some infantry pressure on the double Zis. Panther charging in as well. Complete collapse from Markov. He tried to go for a Katyusha, and he throws in the towel. So 1-1. Gonna see the third game. Gonna see the third game. Yeah, I don't think the second Zis was the right call. We saw throughout this entire phase, you know, once he got the second Zis, that the anti-tank guns on Markov were never in the right position, just about. Constantly out of position, and that's where the SU-85 can come in handy, because it's so much faster to rotate than the double Zis, as well as having, you know, better penetration can be a big asset against the Panther or the Panzer IVs with the skirts. So yeah, I think that was a mistake from Markov, going for the second Zis, but well, GG. Good play from Orangepest, you know, coming back after a shaky position. You know, Markov in such a strong spot. That fast quad comboed up with the guards allowed him some impressive early pressure, but Orangepest following a pretty strong build path, you know, losing that green early really hurt him, but able to build his way back in with overall just superior positioning and well-placed aggression. GG. So here we are for the deciding match. Orangepest did have a slight VP edge in his win. I think it was like 165 to 150 something. So Orangepest would have had faction selection for the decider here. Looks like he's gone for Soviets and he's gone for guard motor. Same style as Markov, going for the earlier second combat engineer. For the earlier map presence. Able to complete the cap on that point. Not connected though, so not going to provide him any resources. Just going to slow down the capping speed. Is that a weird noise? I didn't notice that. So yeah, Crossroads Master League. You can see that the fuel and the VP have been switched around to allow easier harass on the VPs. The games were taking too long on this map. So it's one of the changes.
We have a fresh grenadier squad.
Combat engineers looking to wrap around the machine gun here. And the Greenies are far enough away that this might actually work.
Our opponents are seizing a
Conscripts
sector.
are there, but they're slightly out of range of the machine gun. So overall, very good play there from Orangepest. That wraparound on the combat engineers pays massive dividends. Looks like he's about to lose in the north, though. And he didn't bring the combat engineer in to assist against the Grenadiers, but they do end up retreating. There's no negative cover on this road anymore as well, another big change, so retreat's not quite as dangerous.
Soviet HQ now includes a field hospital. but only for those who are seriously wounded.
Cut off attempt here from Orangepest. He's got the flamer on that combat engineer. Not going to help him much against these grenadiers in the long range, but completes the decap. Getting out of there. Already has the healing back there, so combat engineers only dropping one model. He's got to be pretty happy about that. Not too much manpower bleed. And Markov sticking to the 4 grens in the very early stages. That's his favoured build. Getting some sandbags up. Orangepest got a tiny bit of wire up here as well. Interesting. Now going for tier 2 Orangepest. Got a mine up on the cover here. I wonder if Markov saw that. They did briefly see each other there, I thought. That's why the combat engineer said watch out, but machine gun didn't end up firing at all, so got out of there in the nick of time before the machine gun had time to change angles far enough to shoot. We've got a lot of early mines down for Orangepest. Sandbags stacking up on the far side as well. So far, Markov's machine gun hasn't been a very relevant factor, and I think that's why Orangepest is having so much success. Machine gun positioning for Markov not quite working out so far. Generally, if you're going for 4 grenadiers, you want to have a stronger start than this.
Our headquarters has been improved. We can now build light mechanized infantry.
Did the enemy lose sight of this conscript? I'm not sure.
The enemy is attempting to steal
It's
our
back up
sector.
again though, but again a big delay for the machine gun, and that's allowing the conscripts behind heavy cover here. Been pretty successful. Grenadiers though, coming in from the side on them. They're still just in cover. Oh, with the rifle nade though. Forcing them away. Grenadiers try to focus them down, hoping for the white bone retreat. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. Maybe if there's still negative cover here, but there is not. Interesting to see that Grenadier retreat as well. I felt like it would be prime time for that Gren to come up here and cap, but maybe he's worried about a mine being up there. Doesn't want that 2 model Gren squad going down.
Securing our territory.
Orangepest making a jump onto the cutoff. No, going to put some tripwires down.
The sector has been cut off.
We are
Green
ready for
medkit's
action.
being used by Markov. Interesting. He's going for the 222 now. This one coming in late. Well, reasonable timing considering his build and his map control, but late compared to like a 3 green tech. Where we sometimes see it at like 5:30 if you're in a good position.
We have a new scout car.
Does have the sweepers already on the pyre. Important. If you're behind on territory control, and it's been like relatively low action so far, I'd say
Our lines of supply are disrupted.
7 minutes, so plenty of time for Orangepest to plant those mines. Hasn't been desperately capping with those combat engineers constantly. This was Ura in here, but not in a good position against this green squad. They're getting chopped down fast. Here comes the 222 to really shake things up, but yeah, so far Orangepest getting a huge amount done with the 3 cons, 2 combat engineers, and he didn't even get like a whole bunch of flamethrower merge shenanigans going either.
80 grenades now available to all conscripts.
And again, I think it really comes down to this machine gun position from Markov. He's almost never in a relevant position. Still only 1 kill, halfway to Vet 1. Back in the build now for Markov, and that was a really fast T70 for Orangepest. Didn't slow down for any guards or Zis or anything. Full steam ahead. Oh! And there we go. Mine triggered. T70 coming in. Tripwires up. So you can see that there's no pack. And there we go. Finished off. Grenadiers didn't even have munitions for the Faust, so just gets out of there clean. Combat engineers were there for the repairs anyway, so wow. Everything going right for Orangepest this game. where the pack full-time bulletin might have come in handy. Could have had this out 15 seconds or so earlier.
The territory is out of contact.
Can make a big difference. Pack at the moment. Unable to close the distance. Conscripts on the cut-off. MG in the building just slowly getting chipped away at. T70 continuing on the aggression. Has the sight blocker here. MG maybe a little bit clumsy of Markov. Supposed to retreat. Accidentally set up there. Could have gone down if the T70 ran really hot. Pack setting up. No attack round attempt at all though. Maybe fatigue setting in for Markov.
Our territory.
Definitely seems to be playing a lot worse so far this game. And this is probably the second series he's played today. I think there were some slight differences in the format for this final tournament.
The enemy
yeah.
has driven a wedge in our lines.
So far everything going right for Orangepest. He's going to go for a second T70. Going to look to close out the show here. Was Markov briefly building a second pack? Switched over to the mortar. Looks like Markov kind of set in his build. Really likes the mortar at this timing, even though Orangepest has 0 team weapons. So double T70 is going to go gangbusters at this stage. Does manage to get one shot through there. Orangepest with enough to maybe squeeze in a squad of guards or something here. Perhaps the heavy mortar. Probably guards though. Wants to keep the pressure up. Molotov out. Second T70 rolling through. Markov still a good amount of manpower clear. Pack sets up. Misses the attack ground. Ooh, that was a close call though. Mortar nearly showing its strength there. If it got a wipe. Can't really criticize it at that stage. Oh, Orangepest triple live vehicles. Going to go for the quad now. Really looking to close the show at this early juncture. Maybe sensing, you know, he knows that Markov going for the 4 greens. Going for the 222. The mortar shouldn't have enough manpower to answer back the triple light vehicles that effectively.
Forces are securing our territory.
So here he goes. In the building in some trouble, but no, Molotov doesn't have the munitions. T70 is all full health, and here we go. He sees the pack. He's diving in for it. T70 coming in from the side. Markov without enough munitions for a Faust. Now he has it. But the pack already in deep trouble. He does have the tick building very far forwards here for the forward reinforcement. Double T70s though, and here comes the quad. No way that's going to hang on. It's too much firepower.
We have lost a pack.
How the T70's trying to kill that off. The quad coming in for the full base inspection experience. If, you know, Markov had a lot of munitions, he could chain Faustus down. If Markov had the pack build time bulletin, it already would have been out here firing back. But neither of those things are true, so base inspection doing a lot of damage.
Base is under attack.
Close with the sweeper down here. It is. Could get wiped on retreat now. Triple light vehicles trying to focus them down.
Seizing a sector.
Down they go. Pack coming in, but Orangepest already disengaged. So pretty similar, I suppose, overall compared to what he's doing with US forces. Molotov triggering the mine there. Light vehicle aggression and overwhelming Markov.
Double your efforts. We are down to 200 points.
Round missing. T70 thinking about coming in. Here he goes. Here he comes. Faust's going to connect on this T70. T70 could get around the back and do some blocking. Orangepest briefly stopping there though. Here come the other vehicles. This one popping the speed boost of the Vet 1. The other T70 from the side. Whole bunch of greens on retreat now. Could get wiped. The quad getting the decrew right at the base doorstep.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Grenadiers. Oh, one of them going down there. The quad coming in. This Grenadier getting on for the recruit. Oh, the incendiary rounds. Nearly taking down the quad, but it clears the arc. Switching over to the T70s now. Packing decrewed again. And I think that's going to be it for Markov. Well done by Orangepest.
We have casualties.
Markov, I think, a bit too set in his ways with his build. Going for the mortar when he's up against 0 team weapons, 0 units that are stationary. I mean, certainly I can understand not building a pack during that phase. But it ended up costing him. Maybe just some more float would have helped out. So that he could have built the pack reactively. And yeah, maybe once again showing the strength of the anti-tank gun build time bulletin. If he had it, that second pack that he built probably would have had it out in time to maybe kill the quad during that base dive. So yeah, GG by Orangepest. Such a strong start from him. Just Markov never in the right position with his MG42, and Orangepest able to roll that through into a quick and decisive win this time. GG, very well played by Orangepest. Well, I'll wrap on that, guys. If you like good game to be cast by me, details are in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all for the next thrilling installment. Goodbye. Good luck.